fucking
What
you ain't got Darkim here to save you now, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
So we back here today. We got a topic we've been touching on for a minute. You know, we're going to just delve a little bit deeper into it, as well as we have a little more breaking news. We're gonna cover a little more breaking news. So we got Maya 793rd, our God Sincere, BC Realm, Light Visible, Divine Truth. Make it make sense. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Felix Almanzar. So I ain't really sure where our battery life is today, so we ain't gonna waste too much time. Everybody can hear me, right? I can hear me. Smell Goods, Now It's Born, Rashad Giles, alright, Eternal Ruler, Allah, from Rich Mind, no doubt. I saw you on the calling in to get your alerts. No doubt it looks like the alerts is working. So take that. You know, but so let's get into the topic. We already breezed across it. West Coast Wise, we already breezed across it. You know, way in life versus lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And you know, for those who, you know, we already previewed the topic a couple of times. Divine Understanding just came in. You know that when you look up these two terms, way of life and lifestyle, a lot of times you're going to see the same or very similar definitions. But when you go into, you know, when we look at the terms, the term and the phrase there, right? That term, when you break it down into life and style, see, style is not necessarily consistent with culture. See, way of life is consistent with culture all the way through. You see, as a whole phrase, as well as individually. See, some could be in the style of something that is not. And see, this, you know, that we can go into that a little bit more for those that don't understand. But you know, where I really wanted to go with it is when you see the application of it. See, because the same way the definition of it can look, can be the same or similar, right? The way it looks in action, right, especially from afar, can be the same or similar. So see, when you, this is why we say you actually have to walk and talk. See, because this right here, this screen that you're looking at, this is 2 dimensions. See, that's the first thing right there. You gotta realize this is not the real world. See, the real world out here, you got front, back, up, down, left, and right. See, there's certain things, you know, the camera, you know, may catch certain shadows and you can perceive certain things, but this in 2 dimensions, it's not real. So see, that's when you really, when you get up close, when you get a chance to examine. See, we don't qualify or disqualify nobody. See, everybody, you know, they you know, you can't qualify. See, what you do is you make everybody have to show and prove. And see, in the event of having to show and prove, a person qualifies or disqualifies themselves. A person shows whether they are qualified or disqualified. But this is the signs that when you're not really examining people, right, and you start to see, you know, who are the people, right, when you're looking at the lifestyle, this is why a lot of times you can't tell. See, I can tell, just from practice of seeing. You see, you know, a lot, these are the used to be's. And we're not talking about just used to be 5%. Like, see, you got some people, right, that their real way of life is dogmatic seeker. That's their real way of life, is dogmatic seeker. And see, you see them, right, living different lifestyles. And a lot of times, they're the most, you know, they appear to be the most sincere. You know, when somebody says something in a rally, they yelling "Peace, God" the loudest. You know, they got flags, pins, crowns. You know, whatever it is they doing, they got all the paraphernalia. And then you see them with the next group that they get down with, talking bad about all the groups that they've been in. Because for them, that was a lifestyle that they was living for a period of time. It wasn't really a way of life. See, a way of life, right, is something that's so ingrained in you that you really can't even hide it. You have to go out of your way. See, ask the people that's around you. You might think you hiding, but the people around you, they know what your way of life is. You see, a lot of times a person that's living that lifestyle on the outside, man, freedom, we gotta put a pin in that, freedom. We're gonna come back to that. You know what I'm saying? You know, actually, now that we have a few people in the room too, I wanted to ask a question. The guy, Master Bill, out in Los Angeles, does anybody have a line on Master Bill? I got a text today Does anybody, King Me, what is the deal with Master Bill? I wanted to get into that in the beginning, and then my mind was flowing. Wise Prince, I mean, you heard that too. I mean, I'm trying to see if somebody from Love of God know what's going on with that. Anybody out there in the room know what's going on with Master Bill? Pasadena. I don't know where he's at now. I know he's from out there in that area. Man, yeah, I'm trying to find out. Natural understanding, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to find out what's going on with Master Bill. Anybody out there, that got any knowledge on that, let us know. You know what I'm saying? But, dealing with the topic at hand, like I said, when you see these different individuals, right, that they tell you they used to be this and they used to be that. You see, that's often the situation with them. See, that's what I'm telling you, that, like, even that paper, right, when you're looking at 120 lessons on paper, right, you're just seeing it in the 2 dimensions. See, when you make it walk and talk, you put it into 3 dimensions. That's when you make it real. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the difference that you're going to see when you see a way of life versus a lifestyle. See, a way of life, right? Another difference you're going to see from a way of life versus a lifestyle. See, a lifestyle don't really transfer, like for instance, you could have a lifestyle, right? It's not necessarily saying your kids is going to have that lifestyle. But see, like I said, your way of life is something that you can't, it's no way for you not to pass that down. See, these is things that, it's not just the decisions that you make, but the whole science of you going through making that decision. See, all of that is also about your whole mindset, your whole state of mind, your whole way of you seeing the world. See, that's the difference between those of us, for which this is a way of life, and those for which is just a lifestyle. See, it's not really all around them. If you really start to examine all the things around them, you'll see that, this is just a game that you play over here with other people that's in the lifestyle. So you can have a way of life that you carry from lifestyle to lifestyle. So like I said, that person, you know, with all the paraphernalia, you know, he's carrying all the books, whatever. He's burning incense, just walking down the street. See that intensity that they practice each thing, that's their way of life. But each thing that they dealing with, that was just a lifestyle that they was going with, you know, for now. But see, like I said, for those that's just coming in the room, how do you really tell the difference? You gotta make them show and prove. See, when it's time to show and prove, that's what separates the qualified from the disqualified. See, everybody can talk a good game. Everybody could be followers. But see, when it comes time to show and prove, some is going to have to be sent back because they're not qualified. And you got to be able to tell the difference in terms of the people that you have around you. Peace. You out?
Yeah.
You got to be able to tell the difference in terms of the people that you have around you. Yo, tell them turn that down. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to tell the difference in terms of the people that you have around you. See, because you will find out that somebody who's around you, right? See, because you didn't show and prove. You got these people around you, you calling them this, you calling them that. You know what I'm saying? You call them this and you call them that, and you ain't really show and prove. You calling them that on face value. But see, if I ask you why you calling them that, you can't show and prove. And that's how people start slipping through the cracks. Speaking of that, eternal ruler. What's going on with gold mine too? I heard, I got another text about gold mine. My bad, I keep having to interrupt. But these are important, these are important brothers right here. He went to the hospital. So is he still in there or is he out? Alright, he's out now, so okay. So shout out to Gold Mine. You know what I'm saying? I had to get in touch with the guy, but speedy recovery with that. That was good news. You know what I'm saying? But you know, one of the many people who could show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if you're not, you know, like I said, that's one of the sciences of the cipher. That when you going into the cipher, you know what I'm saying, you being tested, that's when they say, man, you know, steel is sharper than steel. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes you get into the ciphers, man, and you realize that, nah, it's really steel and paper. But now, see, the thing is you want to know that before you get to the front lines of any situation, it could be just talking. It could be just somebody walks up and asks a question. Now, would it be the penalty for the wrong answer or the reward for the right answer? And the person you are with, you don't know who he is. Not really, because you haven't shown and proven. See, it's not just that you testing the person, it's that y'all are going to encounter tests in life. And so, you know, at one time, that's what we used to say, is that, you know, we walk in the mind, you know what I'm saying? And then we gotta walk in the physical. So all of these different things, you know, we can see how we handle life in this world and how we handle life in that world. See, because some people get in a different world, right? Some people get in a different world, and, you know, I understand doing as the Romans do. Yeah, Pomona, that's the brother I'm talking about, that Master Bill. Yeah, see, so it's one thing to do as the Romans do. See, it's another thing to become Italian. And see, some people, when they just live in this lifestyle, see, they go and they see somebody that's living a better lifestyle. You know, a lifestyle that's, you know, easier or whatever the magnetic is. So you start to see that what is the basic foundation, right? You start to see that what is the basic foundation of the culture, they not in tune with it. They was in tune with the styles, with the fads, with the fashions. And just to, you know, be able to you know, use these kinds of slang, you know, and you know, it means something. Like anybody could quote a Rakim record. But nah, you really talk like that. That's how you know, that's the style. See, like, I give you a perfect example. You know, uh, when for a lot of us out here in New York, right? You know, we got a chance to develop around some very dynamic speakers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you hear, you know, like Dumar speaking in different people. Mr. Freedom just came in. Did you bring those spare tickets to the mothership with you this time? Don't forget about us over here. You know, but we almost, if we don't have any questions, because this is kind of cut and dry. This is kind of cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? Lifestyle. But we have some breaking news. We have some breaking news here. You know, we have a new segment. We have a new segment that we're going to be introducing to the Random Jews channel tonight. But getting back to what I was saying though, is that, you know, we was developing around a lot of dynamic speakers. That just the way they said words, the inflections that they used, the tones, everything, you know, it was just dynamic. You know what I'm saying? You had people that just the power and the force that they spoke, it just seemed forceful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, y'all all know freedom. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody, you know, freedom was definitely dynamic. And so for a lot of us, when we first heard the tape of Allah speaking, right, it didn't, you know, it didn't, we was like, yeah, he was just talking regular. And he wasn't, you know, we thought he was going to be talking about all these crazy degrees and the, you know, formula to everything, you know, but the stuff that he was saying, you know, it was the high science of life. And we was looking for the high sciences of all this shit down here on 6. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Lasha, all of these brothers, the way they spoke, this was what we expected. You see what I'm saying? And because we didn't, you know, but that was just the style. We was impressed by that. It was magnetic. There's some magnetic speakers. But see, as time went on, right, and you start to really face the test of life, that's when you started to see how high the science was that Allah was saying on those tapes. See, that's when you start to see the difference between the lifestyle and the way of life. See, when your children start to ask you the questions about what this is that we dealing with, see, that's when you're dealing with a way of life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, a person could be, you know, you a baller, you live in that baller lifestyle. You know, or, you know, at the time, whenever, you know, you was a drug dealer or whatever, you lived that baller lifestyle. But see, it's no necessarily guarantee that you're going to be able to pass that on. But see, this science, see, even good and bad, meaning I was speaking on that, right? When you deal with a lot of illnesses, right? You know, you'll have a family a lot of times that they'll have an illness that's, you know, runs in the family. And so, you know, a lot of times the assumption would be that it's something genetic. But see, there's other possibilities. Like, see, they share the same dietary law. So they could have just been eating the same thing that affected their health the same way. See, that's your way of life. The actual sciences, like, you know, it's things that when, you know, like right now, you know, we have all this thing dealing with health, right? Right now, the last 2-3 years, right? We don't want to, they hit me with a strike before for talking about it, so I kind of stay away from it. But I'm saying that the way my children deal with it, right, is based on our way of life. That's why they don't have to deal with it. Because, you know, there's a certain way that I started living at a time, years before they was born. And then they was born into it. It's not just, you know, the stuff that I'm saying, it's the stuff that, you know, they eat, the clothes that they wear, you know, the music that they listen to, all of these different things. See, God Eternal said, you know, habits, you know, yeah, sometimes you can break them down to that too, right? And see, when you break it down like that, is good because, see, I put a lot of positive things. But see, yeah, bad habits, negativity, like I said, is your way of life. You can't really hide that. So yeah, that those negative things that you pass on as well, that's your way of life. So you could be living that lifestyle where you go to church on Wednesdays and all of that. You know, you in church 3-4 times a week. But is that really your way of life? See, it's easy for us to see it on the outside. When we're looking at other people, other nations, we can see that, okay, yeah, certain people that, you know, they really about that way of life. They really sincerely believe that. And then there's people that's just living that lifestyle. And see, if you don't know the difference, what I'm telling you is you're going to link your chain to these people. And when you link your chain to those people, you're going to be just as weak as them. See, all those people, listen, there's a price to be paid for stupidity. There's a price to be paid for lack of knowledge. See, we dealt with that on here before. See, right after they tell you that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself shall be beaten with many stripes, it tells you that servant which knew not his Lord's will and prepared himself shall still be beaten, but with less stripes. But see, you, as the true and living, right, it's more your responsibility for being with this dummy. You used to get bombed for that back in the days. If you walking around with somebody and he don't know his degrees, you know that you on point, you know your degrees. He don't know his degrees. What the fuck are you doing with him? What have you been doing all day that you know your degrees and you with this dunce over here who don't know his? What the fuck have you been doing? You don't say you was teaching. Don't say you was building on mathematics and you were with this nigga here. Don't tell me you was living this out, you was teaching, and you're with this dunce over here who doesn't know his degrees. That's how I used to be, guy. That's what I'm telling you. You don't link your chain with these people, man. See, be aware when somebody is just using your magnet. But, you know, I think that rant is, man, this is not good. Natural understanding. Natural Bill said he just called Master Bill, went straight to voicemail, and his mailbox was full. Yeah, this is, whew. That's not good. But do we have any questions on that first part right there? You know, I think did I do my usual? Because when I feel like bragging, I like to say that my wisdom is so crystal clear. You know, the understanding that's born from it is so crystal clear that there's never any questions. have any need for further explanation. But that being said, do you have any questions? You know what I'm saying? That's just a little, because see, I see it's a lot of different situations that come up, right? And for those that might be wondering, like, damn, God, how you saw through that? These are the sciences. This is how you gotta do it. You gotta apply the basic laws and and once you've seen it in action. See, I seen all this in action. I seen brothers do it. Like when at that time, it was like, when you see the people and they dealing with the tribal signs, right, or whatever they dealing with, they might be fishermen, they might be hunters, and then they have certain times where they take the little kids out with them, and the little, they don't do nothing yet, they just observe. See, that's how I seen the best apply to mathematics. You see, they made everybody had to show and prove from one. So that's why we say, man, one is knowledge, man. It's not information. See, it has to be able to born wisdom. See, it has to be able to go from knowledge to born. If it can't, it's not knowledge. You got to be able to show and prove it before you get to the science of wisdom in speaking. Oh, Minister Freedom, that was you that called me? I thought it was a prank call. I thought that was a prank call. I was like 313. Who the fuck is that? Oh man. Nah, but I be getting prank calls, man. I be getting calls from people talking about mortgage insurance and all types of shit. They be calling me all types of names, Alex, fucking Troy. I don't know. So I do. I get a lot. Like I'm about to download an app or something to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? But you going live? What time is your show tonight? What time? Cause I got right now. I'm yeah, I don't know what I gotta do, complete, but yeah, I get these calls, I stopped them a little while ago. Yeah, listen, man, all kinds of things for things that I never owned in my life and shit. They be trying to sell me insurance, all types of shit. I don't know, man. Trying to give me crypto. Can't call it, but yeah, if I got time after this, you know what I'm saying. But right now we about to have this is the first in a little new segment that we got coming up here. You know what I'm saying? Also, that's what also another thing. My mind is a little bit all over the place. But here's another thing that I wanted to say, because after yesterday's live, I got calls from Josh Amel in and Inf Mecca. Apparently both of them called me to find out what was the reality. They was not watching the live at that particular time, and they heard about the segment of the live yesterday where I said that they have received permission to use the universal flag. See what I'm seeing is that a lot of people don't understand the new paradigm. They don't understand the new paradigm under which this operates. You see, no one speaks directly to the big brother Almighty. You see, he makes decisions from on high, right? And then he relates those decisions to us through the nation's stakeholders. You see what I'm saying? So you do not speak to the Lord and Master. The Lord and Master speaks to thee. You understand? So in no way, shape, or form was I suggesting that Josh Hamel or Infinite asked for permission. But I just noticed in the course of him speaking on Josh Hamel's show that he ordained certain individuals, of a status that is exempt, I suppose, from paying his fees. You know what I mean? I think a lot of y'all don't understand, because when Inf called me, he was like, yeah, but I'm saying, the decision and the call, like, Inf, what are you talking about? You got to stay in your lane. We don't make those decisions. You understand? And look, I'm talking about, I'm at the Peon level. We down here. We down here at the level. We just hoping to get beamed up. We just hoping to get beamed up to the mothership. Wise Prince said, do I think Big Brother Saladin will let him use the flag outside? It depends. Have you spoken to your local national stakeholder? Because I think that's how it's set up. I think Mr. Freedom, he represents the Northeastern District or something like that. I don't know. How's that work? But he pointed out that certain individuals, that what they were doing was perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable. Do we have a representative? Because I don't know who's our representative here in New York. Does it go by the regions? Oh, he could be, listen, he could be for the whole Northern District of the United States. I don't know. I don't know how this thing goes. And I know we're not a hotep room anymore, so I don't know if I have any female viewership right now, but evidently there's supposed to be half of the national stakeholders are supposed to be women. I must say, in the old system, in the old system, I'm just wondering how we get our points in this new system. So how, and that is in place. But look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This was almost a perfect segue. King Me. So I'm saying, is that Is that for real? Like, is that confirmed? What's the deal with that? So let's, we're gonna get back to Master Bill. But right now, in the interest, I'm just gonna,
Mine, you ain't got fucking you ain't got Darkim here to save you now, bitch. Shut the fuck.
Fortunately for y'all, y'all do have me here to save you. So without further ado. So, I bring y'all the Peon report. Because us peons, we just want our voices to be heard. We've been spoiled by living here in America into thinking that we should have some kind of say-so in some of these things that's going on. You know what I mean? So, brothers and sisters, I was informed, I was made aware be righteous, peace to God. I missed you when I was down there. I was made aware of the actual paperwork. The actual paperwork that is, whatever is this supposed to be, I guess, the certificate, right, of the alleged trademark. You know what I'm saying? And this right here, listen, this is intel. This is because this is espionage now. Us peons, see, because we would never be informed, but see,
you ain't got fucking you ain't got Darkim here to save you now, bitch. Shut up.
But fortunately for y'all, you do have me. So, I was made aware of the document, right? I was made aware of the document, right? And so I actually just Googled it. Googled it. It's public information. Listen, this is for us peons out here, right, that don't get to know what's going on. I just want to let y'all know a little bit about what's going on in the air up there. So it says here, 7 trademark information by Allah Saladin Kwana. The mark is filed in the category of education and entertainment services. Right? Well, let me start. The 7 trademark was assigned a serial number by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Trademark serial number is a unique ID to identify the 7 mark in U.S. Patent and Trademark to that office. The 7 mark is filed in the category of education and entertainment services. The legal correspondent for 7 mark is Allah Saladin Kwana. We're not trying to dox the guy. The guy's a little bit more information here. The current status of the 7 filing is registered. Based on Allah Saladin Kwana, the 7 trademark is used in the following business: 5% Nation educational services, namely instruction, classes, seminars, conferences, workshops, and training in the field of cultural instruction, economics, history, health, religion, and politics, and distribution of course material in the field of self-expression, of course material in connection therewith, community youth outreach services, namely conducting youth educational programs in the field of self-expression, entrepreneurship, and personal development, and providing websites featuring current social commentary and online non-downloadable videos in the fields of current events, educational programs, literary works, creative arts, commerce, cultural and community initiatives, and audiovisual projects for the growth and development of youth and their families, multimedia publishing of books, magazines, journals, software, games, software applications, music, and electronic publications. And this is the information provided here on this this is a site. Now, some of the stuff in this list, some regular days, regular day in the neighborhood, 4 or 5%. Some of the stuff on this list we needed to holler before you put that on it. See, some of the stuff on this list, we needed to holler before you put that out there. West Coast Wise, how does he plan to enforce it? Well, you gotta be a rat. When you see someone using the flag, you gotta call the cops and tell them that you have that you have that paperwork. I mean, I'm right now. Listen, I don't, listen, I tell you all the time, I don't make this stuff up. I just report it. But the first thing you know, when it says, you know, right here, this, well, when it has his name there, of course, that's the first thing. But when it says, the 7 trademark is used in the following business. And then here where it says, training in the field of cultural instruction, economics, history, health, religion, and politics. I'm not on that level. So I don't know. But in what capacity? I think that's what us peons. That's what us peons want to know. Everybody speak to your regional representative on the board of nation stakeholders. You speak to your regional representatives on the board of nation stakeholders and ask them, what business is he talking about? And in what capacity are we giving educational services in religion? Yeah, I don't know. Is it who I see? You can't ask. I don't know. I'm not a stakeholder. Like I'm not even. I'm giving the Peon report. This for us peons. And see, when these types of decisions is made, we don't get to holler. We don't get to speak on that. District 120 said religion. Why is that in there? Good question. What capacity, right, are we involved with politics? I mean, it could be a good explanation. If there's a good explanation, can one of the stakeholders let me know what it is? I'm just saying, you know, I'm just a lowly peon over here teaching the civilization classes and telling people to keep the religion out of it. Yeah, he said we fall under, yeah, exactly, education / entertainment. I mean, I'm afraid, you know, what may have happened, unfortunately. And I told you, I like y'all here and shit. But I think, unfortunately, what's happened is through affiliation with me from watching this show, all of y'all was disqualified. Y'all was disqualified along with me from being a nation stakeholder. just saying, listen, G. Before you write that down on a paper, saying, you have to think that it would be best to talk to us. You said what kind of trouble would be caused if we legally went after Jay-Z for wearing the flag?
You want some God nigga you got?
What you got?
I'll go up to where we got a place.
Yeah. I mean, not for nothing, and see, I don't want to, put no words in his mouth or nothing, but see, even that description that he gave, it do sound like something that, you covering all of these bases, right? That, like in that kind of non-for-profit getting grants, these is all the bases that you got to cover, right, in order to get that money. Yeah, they said, but once again, I've got no words. Like, we got all these questions. Like, it's a whole 2 days. Listen, I haven't felt like this since, like, this is like when Christmas when I was like 7 years old. Like, these 2 days could just be years. I don't, do y'all have any words about this? Be righteous say he got good intentions, but for who? See, let me explain y'all to something right now. If you want to know what it sounds like when Yakub is talking, type 1 in the comment box right now. If you want to hear how it sounds when Yakub is talking. Play Saladin. I'll let y'all. This how it sounds. This how it sounds when Yakub is talking. It's not right that some people are holding the knowledge and wisdom above other people's heads. Why they know those people are suffering. I mean, who would agree that that's the right thing? Like, you know, they're just holding the knowledge and wisdom for themselves, for their own benefit and satisfaction, while the majority of the people are suffering. People shouldn't have to be dissatisfied. Doesn't everyone deserve to be satisfied? Everybody deserves a chance to be satisfied in life, right? We could all agree to that, right? Yeah. So let's go make the devil. That's how that goes. you can't, listen, man, I'm from New York City. You gotta have a faster fastball than that for me, man. That's how it sounds when Yakub is talking. But I mean, what, usually y'all are going in. I don't see I'm trying to look at the comment section to see, hey, look, that's my point too, that, at the very least, right, the person, and that's in anything, the person that's holding the goods needs to be somebody that can look us in the eye and tell us what's going on. It don't matter what it is, man. The person that's in charge, most people would say they want that to be somebody that can look them in the eye and tell them what's going on. But now we got this, this is all Zoom meetings, this is all phone calls, recordings, FAQs. Ah, man, Gerald Boylan. You gotta catch up on the doozy. Yeah, you gotta catch up on the doozy, man. Devon said the trademark registration varies depending on the country's laws where it was registered, but it's typically 10 years. But like I said, look, the 5% is not a business. The shit is fraudulent. Like, for me, personally, like I said, if y'all agree with him to run this scam, then he can run the scam. See, like I said, look, for me, one of the main issues here is, you making this, you're making this, all these kind of decisions on your own or whatever. So, I'm not, whatever the nation decides, that's what I'm gonna rock with, but it'll be duly noted. It will be duly noted. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, no, there's no trademark. because it was obtained erroneously. So, what is this accomplishing for the nation as a whole? I mean, you know, in terms of commercial, in terms of commercial endeavors, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to control. Uh, I mean, he was talking about different things. You know what I'm saying? When he was talking about controlling the narrative of what people say about us, and you know, he was also talking about you know, licensing endeavors. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Basically, that's what the trademark is for. That's what, you know, that's why he said it's a business. But I'm saying the 5% is not a business. You know what I'm saying? So, and, you know, yeah, I'm documented as 5%. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Since before him. So, yeah, I probably had kids documented as 5% before him. So, you know, there would be no way for him to be successful in a case against me. Almighty said the snake will look you in the eye and still bite you. At least the dog will look down when it does wrong, especially to his master. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look me in the eye and bite me. That's what you need to do. Like somebody who ain't got that kind of heart, you know, come on, get off the white collar shit. Man, so King Me, you saying that that's confirmed about Master Bill? He said, can the Random Jewels channel formally request a recorded transcript of the last meeting and scrutinize at our discretion? I mean, we got to speak to our representative. Is Minister Freedom still in here? Light Visible might have it, but I don't know, you know, how much stake. I don't know, like, does every stakeholder have like one stock, or do the different stakeholders have different amounts? Do they have different stakes, or is every stake equal? Damn, King Me, fucking Master Bill saying that's man. We getting shredded out here. Yeah, I got a text earlier that Master Bill returned to the essence, man. You know, and of course, man, with these things, you know, I you know, with everybody, man, you hope that, you know, that you know, maybe it's some mistake, man, but, you know, King Me just said it's true. You know what I mean? You know, peace to the God, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Master Bill, he definitely was one that would make you show and prove. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I guess we gotta, you know, we gotta keep this thing going, man. You know what I'm saying? See, it's starting to be where it's like, damn, man, it's, you know, like I said, it's one thing, you know, you have more of an expectation, you know that the body can't go past 6, you know, people get a certain age, and there's a little bit more to be expected, you know what I'm saying, you know, or, you know, you're more prepared for it to happen, let's say that. But, man, we getting shredded. But yeah, at any rate though, yeah, that's why, you know, I'm saying that, you know, for people who don't know or whatever, they can, you know, they can, you know, they can run that on them. I think Minister Freedom is not in the room. Is light visible in here? Yeah, Master Bill, yeah, man, listen. I remember Master Bill, Justice, and I had another one of our brothers that we lost in the last couple of years, man. You know, they had a room, man. Listen, listen, I ain't even going there, man. It's nothing but flying swords up in there. It's like a kung fu movie where you walk in there and it's all these flying swords. Damn, son. Well, like I said, we can't let the real ones get replaced with fake ones. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was one of the historians too. You know, I add, you know, you got certain brothers that's, you know, national historians, where they know almost, they can tell you almost minute by minute everything that happened. But I don't know, Medina, are you a stakeholder? We trying to find, you know, that's what I want to see this list. I want to see this list of stakeholders. I'm talking about the original list. I don't want, not who all eventually came. I want to know the original list, right, of stakeholders. Yeah, you know, yeah, I hear it's a lot of, I hear it's supposed to be half, well, what he said on the Real program with Josh Mel and K. Wise, he said there's an equal amount of men and women stakeholders. So, you know, certainly, I mean, because that, I mean, that's a thing. Like, how could I not know? Yeah, I generally kind of got my ears to the street. But like I said, I guess I gotta accept. The Random Jewels channel. Apparently, we're the 85% of the 5%. We just finding out now. Why didn't he bring it to the parliament? Well, this is me speaking. He thinks he's smarter than us. He thinks that he's smarter than us, and that there would be no way for us to come to the excellent conclusion that he did in the timely fashion that he did it. Yeah, you said it was time sensitive. I didn't understand what was so time sensitive about it. He never said specifically, because here's the thing. According to his FAQ, this took like 9 or 10 months from the time he first filed the application, right, to all of the different steps that he had to take. And then there was, to me, right, you could have did all of this, look, you would have shut me up half of what I'm saying, right? He said that there's a point where you have to publish the symbol, right? Whatever it is that you trademark, right? And he went, like, to me, before you put that in the paper, that was the time to come to the gods, right? Even if whatever you thought, if you thought, look, this is the right thing, that was the time to come to us and let us say, yeah, no, or, all right, it's a good idea, but let's refine it like this. Let's, we'll make sure it's right and exact. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, let's make that happen. That was the time. When you was writing this stuff up, when you was writing this, right, where it said, we deal with religious education or whatever you put there. I'm saying, why not, like, I'm just talking about the science that we deal with, right? What we teach is that when we come together, there's no knowledge that we don't have, right? So why would you not tap into that store of knowledge and wisdom and understanding, right? Why wouldn't you tap into that storehouse of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding when making a move that's to that extent? What has to be done to reverse it? I mean, to me, there's no it. There's no this. It only exists. See, first of all, this is me. Meaning that the government, they can tell you whatever they want to tell you my name is. My name is Darkim Be Allah. Like, I don't give a fuck about what they think. I really don't care. But just in terms of to me, it's just a matter of he just needs to stay in his lane. If he tries to sue me, put that there, but you know, at the end of the day, we're not bound to any of the things that he bound himself to under the Commerce Clause, because that's fraudulent. He's not us. IB said he about to create an NFT. Well, see, the bar, that's kind of what he's saying. He said, this reminds me of why Kill wanted to write a book about the nation. You know, see, he wants to be able to stop Kill from writing the book. You know, but I'm saying, like, what's the difference? Like, if Wakil writes the book and doesn't put the flag on it, and he still say the same thing, what difference does that make? People gonna talk shit. That's what he kept saying about things exactly like that. Like, yo, people controlling our narrative. Listen, people gonna say fucked up shit, people. Let me tell you the worst narrative. I would say the bad narrative that hit me the hardest of all the shit I ever heard about the 5%. Because see, like I said, these people don't talk to me in my face. I don't, you know, the stuff that people come on here and say in the comment section, I've never encountered that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that's a whole other topic. Let's not even go there. But, you know, my daughter was talking to me, right? This bad narrative, right? My daughter is talking to me. So she says that the kids in the school, right? The kids in the class started talking about kids that got righteous names. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if the same thing happens in the other places where y'all at, but in New York, right? When you take your child to school, right? Like, you know, there's wise, there's born, there's all these other kids, freedom, you know, kids with names that's like, nah, there's no mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some names, you know, like, you know, Rashawn, you know what I'm saying, that you might, you know, it could be a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Could have a lot of origins. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you see a name like Justice, you know that this is another 5%. So, apparently, the kids in the school was talking, you know, well, you know, whatever they were saying about the kids that have those kinds of names. And so this one kid, she said the one kid said, yeah, when you got a name like that, all that means is that your father did a long time in jail. And then she looked at me. She looked at me like sideways. Like, if I cause her to be in a bad situation in school, so you know what I'm saying? That's the worst narrative I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? And listen, your copyright, your trademark couldn't stop that. Listen, you don't want niggas to talk bad about you, stop doing fucked up shit. Full stops. You know, other than that, all you can do is plant your seeds, you know what I'm saying, and let them, through growth and development, bear the fruit that they bear, man. You know what I'm saying? But all of this, trying to do all that shit ain't gonna got any because can you see it? Yeah, we still got a little juice. We still got a little juice left in the battery pack. I was thinking we might be down to the nitty gritty, but we got a little minute left. I can't. Are y'all as speechless as me about this? Because see, I'm just letting y'all know, y'all peons. I'm letting y'all know, y'all peons. Knowledge God. You know, listen, knowledge God. I want you to speak. You know, here's a question, knowledge God. Are you a stakeholder? We looking for the stakeholders. Are you a stakeholder now, as God? And when you say Saladin ain't a bad brother, what exactly does that mean? Do you need to hear what it sounds like when Yaqub speaks? I don't think he was here. I don't think he was here when I did my impersonation of Yaqub. But when you say he ain't a bad brother, what is that? Are you there now, Scott? Because listen, the people who have the people who have been watching this channel for a while, right? Knowledge God said, I'm doing the knowledge. I held him down when some job pretenders was attacking him. He responded to them real civilized. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not really seeing the correlation. I'm not seeing. You said he's not a bad brother. You held him down when some job pretenders was attacking him. Why were they attacking him? Because this is, I mean, listen, I understand character witnesses. I'm not sure what it has to do with this right here, that he's outlined what he did that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know, I understand, listen, in terms of character witnesses, let's be clear. You know, we could go back in the Random Jewels archives, right, and find where Saladin was a guest on the Random Jewels channel. He may have been one of the very first guests on the Random Jewels channel. And you'll find that when he was on here, right, I was speaking very highly of him and the things that he was accomplishing, right, in his home circumference. I don't see what that has to do with this. You know, I'm just, you know, right? When I went in the court, not one time did the district attorney bring up that I was on the honor roll. Never, not one time the motherfucker never said that. He never said, you know, look, you know, he's here accused of this right here, but you know, he comes from a good church family. That is a part of the sentencing where, you know, you get people come in and you know, talk about different things and they might can mitigate a little something for you. But see, none of that goes on the scale of if this is right or wrong. See, that's something that changed. That's something that changed. See, the 5%, we deal with quantifiable things. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, cultural fear. You understand what I'm saying? So see, either you know it or you don't. You know, a lot of good guys don't know they lesson. You know, or good brothers. You know, nice guys. Take care of their kids. But if it came time to something where you talking about, okay, you know, we gotta go, you know, we gotta activate on some aspect of our culture, you know what I'm saying? He might don't be the first person. It's like it's people that I like, right? But if you was like, yo, I'm looking for somebody to teach me in the area where I'm at, right? Yeah, I wouldn't mention that person. You know, and ultimately, I'm gonna tell you another thing knowledge got is you're like the second or third person that came in the room to tell us this. And you're still not answering our question of when is he going to tell us this. See, somewhere I know he's, you know, because when the fuck was us peons going to find out? Said the way these Jive Fives were attacking him, I'm not surprised he would do this. Brothers who haven't put it have to work. Brothers who haven't put in half the work, I guess he did, was trying to play him out. Oh yeah, for half the work. I mean, well I'm not exactly sure. Is that situation that you're describing, is that related to this? Because what I'm saying is him against the 5%. Like, I don't care what he think he's done. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't put in, listen, a pinky finger of work. He hasn't put in a pinky toenail of work in comparison to the 5%. See, all of that stuff right there, what you're dealing with, right, is the science of relativism. Where you want to measure his rightness or wrongness based on if the people saying something to him was Jive Fives. You want to base if he was right or wrong, right, on if he got more work in than them. See, I don't play like that. That's not what I teach. See, if it's people that's been around for half of the time you've been around or whatever, however you looking at that, and they don't know what you know, that's your fault, nigga. You the one who said you was teaching. Why would these people, didn't I just say that a minute ago? Why would these people be around you and not know what the fuck you know? And you claim to be a teacher. I'm just saying, listen, man, all that people's cool, you know, listen, man, I'm just telling you. When y'all start doing things based on we like somebody, see, because like I said, I'm not, look, it's just the same, I'm not just saying, look, you brown skin, man. I'm not just saying, yo, you from the northern tier of New York, man. Ain't New York City. It's not because of these things. We not arguing. We not going back and forth about whose favorite rapper is the best. We talking about quantifiable rules, man. Not just of this nation individually, but just of nature. Like that's the bottom line. If that's what we doing, then look, I might as well just start flipping the fuck out, cause I know everybody. That's what we going by. If we right or wrong, because of how much people we know and how much people like us, then shit, we might as well, shit, I got carte blanche out this motherfucker. I could do the equivalent of slapping Joe Biden in the face. And how John Trump said, I could shoot somebody dead on Fifth Avenue. Listen, man. Shit, if that's the case, if that's how we playing now, G. See, I thought we left that behind in the 85% world.
Definitely risky to be fucking with that shit.
But hey, listen, man. This is probably the live right here. This live right here probably breaks the record for the least amount of words from me, cause I'm speechless. They sang. We gotta put a pin in that one and come back to that one. He doing his thing. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's not even, you know, listen, in everything. Like, look, he wants to deal with legality so much. Look, in law, there's something called habeas corpus. Right? You got to show up. Like that's what I'm saying. This is not these things is not, you know, isolated concepts. Like this is not just warped out things that's based on, you know, some crazy 5% world. Nah, son, it's other things in the world where certain times you have to produce your body in a location. And that's what I'm saying. That's gotta be the first step. That's gotta be the first step that we can at least come and have some, you know, meeting of the minds or something. Exactly. You got the right to face your accuser. You know, you got the right. Listen, all of these things, man. That's not, uh, you know, it's not that we in a vacuum making up our own rules as we go along. According to the universal law, we was all supposed to acknowledge that before we went to the stage of wisdom. But there you have it, man. There you have it. I don't know. I don't know when I'll get some more intelligence. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when I'll get some more intelligence. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I guess I got, you know, we got to depend on espionage now. We got to depend on espionage now to find out what's going on in the nation. Listen, Medina, you know, listen, I'm sure somewhere he's sitting around thinking, damn, I'm glad somebody else did something. He's probably thinking, I'm glad somebody else did something, so now they got to talk about me. Yo, he got Caveman off the hook. Who knows, man? But you know, we are getting down. Let me see what we got. We getting down to the nitty gritty on the battery over here. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I don't know. We got any questions about way of life versus lifestyle, which we covered? You know what I'm saying? You know, or the breaking news. Knowledge God said, doing knowledge from what I've seen, there are some entities on IG repping the flag that shouldn't be. That's my only guess as to why he would try to trademark it. Yeah, I mean, well, Knowledge God, we dealt with that yesterday as well. You know what I'm saying? Is that the fact is that the flag is supposed to fly in every world in the universe. And if it's something that's not right and exact, right, it's up to us, the true and living gods, to go over there and make it right and exact. But to put a limitation on it, to say, okay, well then, if people ain't gonna do right over there, then this flag ain't gonna fly over there. Nah, that's not what we do. You see what I'm saying? Whatever, listen, there's even those of us that, you know, we call ourselves true and living right now. But see, somewhere down the line, you know, could have been when you very first got the knowledge, you did something, man, that we would have came and kicked a hole in your ass. So, you know, and you it's just it's your reaction to these things. It's your characters, it's his characterization. It's when, you put in your frequently asked questions that people in the nation that might be against the trademark is people who is making stuff that are selling stuff with the flag on it, and they don't want to pay. Like, see, first of all, pay who? Pay you. Second of all, for you to characterize everybody with legitimate concerns as just somebody who wants to make money when you're the only one laying out the plan to make money. See, it's this kind of thing. See, it's the fact that, listen, positive elevation always correct errors. If you didn't come before, when you come in now. Yo, G, you can't have it both ways, man. You can't be the piece of steel with magnetic and then don't have nobody interested in you, man. It don't matter what it is, son. Listen, if you a dope rapper, niggas gonna bite your style. If you dress dope, motherfuckers gonna put you wear the same shit you wear. The only way you gonna stop that is don't go outside. That's the bottom line, man. Let me tell you something, man. Tell you something. Firstborn Prince told me, man, one day. You know what I'm saying? He said, listen, man. Just like you wake up every day in the morning and you got your plan to do your righteousness, you're going to go out here, there, you're going to do what you're going to do. He says, somewhere in the world, there's somebody that wake up to stop you. Just about who get who first. That person exists, man. That's the science of physics. But see, they not going to destroy harder than we teach. See, they can be opposite, but we not going to allow them to be equal or greater. But all that's in the science of us. There's nothing, you can't see. When you got to stop somebody else to do what you're doing, you ain't doing what you're doing. We don't need to hold motherfuckers back to teach this science. See, what we'll do, if they want to play games over there, we'll take that free advertising till we get over there. So when we get over there, niggas will know. But that's just the signs. We are supposed to be building this by addition and multiplication, not subtraction and division. See, we breaking barriers down. When we say it's 4,400,000,000, we not dealing with, oh, well, those niggas over there and those niggas over there. When we say the planet Earth belongs to the original man, we not talking about, yo, the niggas on that side of the street over there. Yeah, fuck them. That's not what we dealing with, G. Those people, they've existed, listen, they existed for decades before we got the knowledge, man. Melchizedek been around. Robert Walker came and went before some of us was even physically birthed that's in this room right now. But once you start doing that, once you start thinking that when you hold other people back, that's what's going to allow you to tell your story, you got a problem, son. You got a problem. What you dealing with is the good equality. You're not dealing with 7. And that's not, you know, I don't know how many, you might have been listening before in the background, but I go on rant sometimes. So that's not, I'm not coming at you right there. You understand what I mean? But, I'm very, I've put a lot into this knowledge, man, and I've gotten a lot out. You understand what I'm saying? The knowledge don't owe me nothing. But I'm just saying that, come on. Respect is one, G. You see what I'm saying? See, you can't make a whole bunch of wrong turns and expect to end up in the right location, man. You're not going to get to the right destination making a whole bunch of wrong turns. Yeah, you got your destination in your mind that is heaven, but you making wrong turn after wrong turn. So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, he was on my channel before. You know what I'm saying? I gave him high praise for the things. I've always, met a lot of brothers that said they was taught by him. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him doing his thing up there. Was little. Well, I ain't gonna say little, but with his thing that he do, teaching the babies or whatever. The different, input that he's had. You know what I'm saying? Where he's a well-known pillar in his community. He's a resource to the people up there. All of that, I understand that. But we got rules over here too. Same way he don't go over there and break their rules, don't come over here and break ours. So you don't even see me around other people. Not that I don't go around there, but when I go around there, I keep my motherfucking mouth shut. I don't come around where you at disrespecting your shit. Don't come around where I'm at disrespecting me, man. That's just the facts of the matter, man. Everywhere where you see trouble being started, is somebody who feel like they know better than everybody else, G. And so now, because they know better than everybody else, it's okay to put everything out of order. See, that's something in my, look, y'all got that fucked up. Where you could be a nice guy on the plane of 6, all the shit you do, you give a nigga a piece of your sandwich, but you do mathematics all the fuck out of order and you a good guy. See, that's when you dealing with the lifestyle. Oh, the nigga's vegan. He got dreads. He burns the Palo Santo. You said you don't know who God Universal is, but I caught him attacking Saladin on IG and saying some foul things about firstborn Prince and burning black babies. Listen, people going to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure I know who that is. You know what I mean? You know, look, man. The way to handle that is to build with God Universal. You know what I'm saying? To say that, you know, you're going to do something where you're going to control everybody who's using a flag on Instagram because God's universal. Word. Like you dropping nuclear bombs on the internet, son. And that's not to belittling him. I'm just saying that what you know, you're dealing with one situation with one person, and now you want to block everybody from putting the flag on Instagram. That's white shit. That's white shit. One black motherfucker robbed a bank. Now we all got to get on the wall for the next 50 years. That's just not how we do things, guys. It's just not. It's not, son. See, I don't know how many people was on here. We're gonna wind it down with this because my battery is probably going. Yeah, we down to 3%. So we're gonna end it off with this story right here. It was some kind of gang or something. I told the story on here before. It was some kind of gang or something that was around here on 126th Street. Right here by the school. Whatever happened, something jumped off one day, and the guys had to handle their business. Guys had to handle their business on them. And when Allah found out, he came back, and he made the guys go around the corner and teach them. He made them go apologize and teach them. So, you know, look at just the way Allah chose to handle these situations. See, this is the world that we living in, man. See, all this, y'all, you know, I understand, y'all want to be the God of Abraham with all this fire and brimstone for people who don't have the knowledge, but then for the people who supposed to know, nothing. But that's the deal right there, God. When something is not right, we're supposed to go over there and teach those people, G. We're not supposed to beat them up. You know what I'm saying? We can't, this ain't good times. Where you come around, yo, get the knowledge of yourself. You don't want the knowledge. No, God, no. No. So, you know, for what it's worth, that's how I see that. But at the end of the day, we here, you know, in the G building. We got to wind this down. Battery power is going out. Of course, you know, we've seen that we got a little new segment here, the Peon Report. You know what I'm saying? You know, hopefully, once our brothers, Minister Freedom, you know, et cetera, you know, finish conversing with, you know, our Lord and Master, you know, we'll be able to retire the Peon Report because we will be able to join those with voices in these decision-making processes. You know, in the meantime, in between time, everybody hit the like button that made it this far. Share this out on your Facebook pages, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, Instagram, et cetera. And we're going to tune back in this week, definitely. Not sure if it's going to be on here or on the City Sciences channel, but we will be making it back on here. So in the meantime, in between time, we're going to sign off and say peace. Of course, you know how we got to do this.